Vought. We've made your medicine. Your movies. We turn the mundane into magic. Our leadership has always been strong. Now, it has a vision. Welcome to Phase 2. Where Vought is more than a fancy logo, more than a ticker on Wall Street, and more than a diverse group of black, blonde, and ginger heroes. We're the very fabric that holds this democracy together. Protecting those who don't even know they need it, and preventing sparks from igniting the flame. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Vought. But it's not the past, or the present I'm concerned with. It's your future. America's future. One day you'll see it, like I already have. And you'll be amazed at how super it looks.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. The boys released a new Season 5 promo. This is also meant to be a crossover trailer with Gen V because of what's happening during Season 2 with Marie and the larger plan that Sage is concocting with Thomas Godolkin inside of her Phase 2 plan that she told Homelander about at the end of The Boys Season 4 and is going to play out over the events of The Boys Season 5. There's a lot of jokes that they bake into this and a lot of foreshadowing for what's really going on, like plans inside plans inside plans, because the vibe is meant to feel very Star Wars Revenge of the Sith with the whole plan to turn Homelander into God Emperor Homelander, basically turn America from a democracy into an empire, and then do the same thing with the rest of the world. As you would expect, it is every bit as messed up as something from the Boys universe. It would be weird if it were not super messed up. The reason why they actually released this is because of plot that's happening on Gen V Season 2 right now that's influencing The Boys Season 5. They kind of did that during Gen V Season 1, where there were like crossover elements that influenced what was happening during the plot of The Boys Season 4. So just same thing with the next seasons of both shows. The only difference this time is that The Boys Season 5 is going to be the final season of the main show, and then characters will go off to a couple other spin-offs, and they'll probably continue some of the other spin-offs that they're already working on right now. Some of the stuff that Sage says during this promo is references to those other spin-offs that they haven't actually started yet, so I'll explain those as we go along. In-universe, the reason why Vought released this promo, like they're treating it like an in-universe promo that Vought themselves are releasing to the public, is because they just announced Sage is the new CEO of the company taking over Ashley's job, except this time it's less of a puppet CEO. She's like the actual CEO pulling all of the strings. She was kind of doing that before because technically Homelander was running things, but Ashley was the puppet CEO. The whole reason why Sage is now the public face of the company, in addition to the private face, like pulling the strings behind the scenes, is because it's just easier for her to actually get stuff done.
Madam Vought CEO, to what do we owe the pleasure?
Like you.
And it's all about enacting Phase 2 of her master plan, although as we found out during the Gen V episodes, there's also a secret plan that she has underneath that with Thomas Godolkin, which is the actual real plan. So when we say plans within plans within plans, technically her plan with Thomas Godolkin is meant to be the master plan. The whole Phase 2 plan that she told Homelander about is just part of the plan, not the entire plan. That was one of the other big reveals during the Season 4 finale when Homelander thought that all had been lost, like, oh, it's all crumbled, all these plans that we had, and she told him, no, you did exactly what I wanted you to do, I just told you what you needed to hear in order to bring that plan about. So part of the idea is that she's been using Homelander as her chess piece. He got a little pissed off about that, but he kind of tamps that down because he's just happy that they won, and now he can basically be the president, even though there's a puppet president. Vought uses a montage of things that have happened the last couple of seasons on the show, like the 7 movie that they made, which is a big parody of Avengers Endgame in the Justice League Snyder Cut. Vaughtland was their in-universe version of Disneyland that they visited in previous seasons. There's an old clip of Madeline Stillwell that they actually worked into this. This didn't appear in the previous season because you notice it has God U on here, and they didn't really introduce the concept of God U until Gen V Season 1. There's that brief clip that they include of Ashley Barrett. There was a reference to her in the recent Gen V episodes because Sage basically took her job as the public-facing CEO of the company. A lot of questions about what happened to Ashley at the end of the season because Sage also said, in Ashley's current condition, making it seem like because it had been a couple months since the end of Season 4, Ashley's Compound V transformation has made it harder for her to function physically, like something weird has happened to her, she's been mutating. They're probably going to wait till The Boys Season 5 before they actually show her on screen again and show you exactly what her new powers are, but it sounds like, just based on the way that you saw her hair fall out and her skull was pulsing, it looked a lot like the leader during the Incredible Hulk movie when he got dosed with the Hulk's gamma blood, and it started to mutate him into the leader from the comics, where his brain basically started to grow to massive size. Here's the thing with the leader's powers inside the MCU, those are kind of what Sage's powers are. Like, her powers work similar to the leader's in that their brains are so powerful they can see all possible probabilities, basically do what Doctor Strange did with the Time Stone without needing the Time Stone.
My mind sees it all, every probable outcome.
This is also why all of Sage's plans are always so successful. She can't actually see the future, but she can find the most probable outcomes for whatever plan, whatever outcome that she wants, so they meet with success at a much higher rate than somebody else. So I'm not totally expecting them to give Ashley the exact same types of abilities that Sage has, but there'll probably be some funny twist on that, because Ashley has been a punching bag on The Boys for so long. Like, she's like the Meg of the show, to make the Family Guy reference. Whatever her power winds up being, it will probably be suitably gross, as you would expect. She makes the welcome to Phase 2 comment, which is also a bit of a clown on Marvel Phase 2 and the Marvel phases. They also did that in a previous season of The Boys with like Phase 9, Phase 10, Phase 11, like all the different movies that they were announcing at their version of Vought V52, which is a Disney D23 joke. To Kevin Feige's credit, he has pulled way back on announcing stuff that far in advance. I think that Marvel learned their lesson the last couple of years. Then Sage basically starts to unveil what Phase 2 actually encompasses. So as part of that, she talks about all the new initiatives that they've been working on, the new defense contracts they've been signing outside of the United States, inside the United States. When she says Vought is the fabric that holds democracy together, this is the big part of the Phase 2 plan, basically replacing the government and getting rid of it, ultimately turning it into an empire. This is where we get to the Revenge of the Sith metaphor and Emperor Palpatine, basically turning the Republic into an empire and naming himself Emperor. That's basically what Sage wants Homelander to do, is his part of the plan, even though she has her own secret plan inside of that with Thomas Godolkin. And if it wasn't clear, they talked about this before they introduced the Sage character. She doesn't actually care about taking over the world or superhero supremacy or anything like that. She's not racist against other humans or non-superheroes or anything like that. She just does not care at all. She just kind of enjoys the chaos a little bit, so she's really just having fun messing with everything so much. Really, what it seems like she wants is Thomas Godolkin. She actually cares about him. Like, really, her only actual goal here with all this crazy takeover plan is just to get him to fix his body or get a new body to be in, and that's it for her. All this other Phase 2 stuff with Homelander is just her having fun.
It'll speed up the process because you're running out of time.
When she references the history of Vought being built, the spin-off TV show for Jensen Ackles' Soldier Boy is called Vought Rising. We'll literally cover that, which takes place in the 1950s just after World War II. So the younger Thomas Godolkin might also be featured during that, because he's here in the 1960s getting in the accident, which leads to the events of the Gen V show as well too. They literally just started filming that show. These are some of the first looks of the superheroes that'll appear. This is also what Soldier Boy's costume is going to look like right after World War II. So the whole idea is that Vought is still figuring out how to use superheroes and how to build their media empire here. Like, it's all still early days, which is why everyone's costumes still look very militaristic post-World War II, because it's like literally right after that happened. Stormfront is also supposed to be a big part of the show, but she'll be using her Liberty persona because during that period after World War II, Operation Paperclip was the reason why Friedrich Vought, her husband who created Compound V, came to the United States and developed Vought American in the first place. So when she came over with them, they had to change their identities. She just started calling herself the Liberty persona, wearing that costume, but she still continued with her Nazi beliefs, doing all the same things, basically. And then in present day, her methods had just evolved with technology, but she was still enacting the same plan that she had back when she was a Nazi. That was part of the whole joke, is that she never stopped being a Nazi. Even Homelander thought that she was too extreme. She was too much for Homelander. Imagine that. Kind of funny because we also just had Peacemaker Season 2 with them on a Nazi version of Earth where the Nazis won World War II. That line, "You'll be amazed at how super the future looks," is a reference to Homelander's banners on the Godolkin campus, "Make America Super Again." Humans then become a secondary class that they start putting in camps along with other superheroes that they don't like the prison that Thomas Godolkin is running right now. And it seems like ultimately their real plan is to either fix his body before he dies, his burnt charcoal briquette body, or find him another body to jump in. Now, there was some new footage where she said that he was going off book, like, no, this wasn't part of our plan. So ultimately, Thomas Godolkin, even though it seems like he's in Cipher's body, is arguing with her. They'll come to differences at some point in the last couple of episodes of Gen V. There's a lot they bake into here and a lot of crossover between The Boys Season 5 and Gen V Season 2. We'll just see more of this happening in the last couple episodes of Gen V Season 2. There are a couple other big crossover characters too from The Boys Season 5, like Stan Edgar is coming back. He also wants Marie's help, but remember, he's also now working against Vought, Homelander, and Sage, but he was part of Vought, so he was party to everything that Thomas Godolkin was doing, which is why he's a big crossover character, why it makes sense that he shows up. There's a bunch of stuff happening here, so if you spotted any other Easter eggs or references to The Boys Season 5 or Gen V Season 2 or even future seasons, Season 3, other spin-offs that I didn't talk about during the video, just write them below in the comments. The really big reminder this week is that New York Comic Con is happening, so there's going to be a bunch of trailers from everybody. I'll do as many videos as possible, whatever footage they do wind up releasing, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. My full Gen V Season 2 Episode 6 video will also post Wednesday morning after they release it, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of that stuff or any of those New York Comic Con videos. Everybody click here for all my Gen V episodes, and click here for my Peacemaker episodes too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.